Today we're talking about the Asics Fuji Speed 2 and how it fits in the Asics Trail lineup. Emilio, you've tried this, the Fuji Speed 2.
I did.
What do you think?
This is a nice, faster trail shoe. Asics describes it themselves as a magic speed for the trails.
Yeah.
And I can kind of see that because it's pretty much the same things but in a trail package.
Yeah.
It has the FF Blast Plus foam, it has a carbon plate, and then it has kind of the same rocker geometry as the Magic Speed has, but it is in a more rugged package.
Yeah.
With a nice outsole that gives a lot of grip and a thin upper that is still pretty doable.
It feels almost like race-like.
Yes, it does.
For being like a trail shoe. A gusseted or like a sock construction, seems like you can't get any debris in.
It does, it does.
Seems a little bit like a narrower fit, maybe?
Yes, it has the same fit as I think the racing shoes from Asics has. I sometimes would like to go up half a size in racing shoes from Asics because it feels like their daily trainers are more roomy, and then whenever it's kind of racing-like, then it gets tight. But it works pretty nice in a trail shoe because you need that stability going sideways or on uneven terrain. Then it can be nice to have a sock-like fit.
Yeah, and when we look at the midsole here, it feels very soft.
It does, and it is. It's not too squishy for the trails. It feels softer when you have it in hand than it does on foot. It firms up quite a bit, but it's soft enough that you could go pretty long in it. Yeah. It's not like an ultra shoe, but you can easily go for a half marathon distance or marathon distance on the trails in this shoe.
Yeah, and is it speedy?
It is. It's pretty speedy. The carbon plate helps it. It goes fastest on the not so technical terrain, which is pretty obvious. It's easier to go fast when it's more even.
Yeah, exactly. And you can also see on like the lugs here that while there are lugs, they're not like super deep.
No.
And big. So seems like it should get fairly good traction though.
Yes, I took it out in my local forest and ran some mountain bike trails and some up and down, and tested it on varied terrain. And I wasn't like, this is just the perfect shoe for exactly the mountain bike trails, but it was pretty good all round, and I could pick up the pace when I had some stretches where I could go faster, which was a nice experience.
The last thing is where it fits in the entire lineup of Asics.
Yes.
So should we just like snap our fingers? And that's the lineup.
Wow.
Yeah. From the fastest to the most comfiest. And that was the Fuji Speed 2. Now we're going towards the Fuji Lite 4.
Yes. I would say that the Fuji Speed 2 is speedier than the Fuji Lite 4 because of the carbon plate and because of the difference in the foam. This one has the FF Blast Plus foam, where this has the FF Blast foam. This one is also a little bit lighter because of another upper. So the Fuji Lite 4 might be better for technical terrain. Yeah,
a little bit firmer in the midsole, maybe a little bit more ground feel.
Yeah.
Still a fast shoe, maybe a little bit more towards technical.
Yes, and if you don't like carbon plates in your trail shoes, or just want to have a good shoe for training without a carbon plate, many people don't like carbon plates in their training.
Next up, we go to the Trabuco Terra.
2.
We're just stepping up in cushion, stepping up a little bit in comfort.
Yes.
This one also has a little bit more of a grippy pattern compared to the other one.
Fuji Lite 4.
There's so many numbers, so many names.
But there's a similarity because they both have the FF Blast foam in the midsole.
When you get a little bit more of that pattern for the lugs, you get a little bit more possibility to run in mud and that kind of stuff as well. A little bit more cushion, but if you want more cushion, then you go up one notch as well.
Trabuco 11.
Yeah.
You might be able to see it, but this one has a bit more foam in the midsole.
So it's the same FF Blast foam, just a tiny bit more, and a rock plate.
And I think that all you old school trail folks out there might think that this one has too much foam in the midsole. But that's the way it's going, folks.
Maybe you can say that the Terra is a little bit more versatile.
Yes.
For technical running, if you want to run a little bit more of that. While this one is really nice if you go on sharper rocks and if you want to protect your feet a little bit more. And it's a little bit stiffer.
Yes.
Because of that plate.
You get a lot of padding and a lot of pattern as well. But you get a lot of padding in the midsole, and you have this pretty broad platform to land on, which gives you the stability and makes sure that you hopefully don't twist any ankles.
You can see there as well that there's a little bit of a more narrow platform for maybe more technical running. And then you go bigger and
beefier.
And that's still FF Blast, but now it has a
plus
behind it. Yeah.
And we should also say that this is the Trabuco Max 2, which is the most comfy, cushioned, most midsole trail shoe from Asics.
It's the monster truck. It's the one that just, you can't feel the ground almost when you're running in it.
If you're just out there for a comfortable jog, if you don't want to have high pace or anything, but comfort is king, then Trabuco Max 2
perfect.
is your go-to.
Yes. Oh,
wow.
Yeah, so that is it. That's from the fastest to the most comfiest. And all really good shoes.
They fit a different purpose, each shoe.
And it's almost like they get a little bit more spacey in like the toe box and like the further up you go as well.
That's
for
also
comfort.
That's
exactly
that's just comfort right there.
So that's it. You can buy them all on RunningXpert.com. Yeah.